Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a weighing video. Thought I'd show you real quick just because it's funny. This is my boyfriend's cat, Cleo. Cleo! Hey, Cleo, look at me. He's all cute. Anyway, she's a heckin' chonk is her nickname because she's so big. She's on a diet right now to try to lose some weight because she is large lady. Anyway, she likes to come in here and watch my geckos and it's hilarious. Anyway, though, like I was saying, we're going to be doing a weighing video, and then of course I'll show you guys how the babies are progressing. Also, Whisper finally got a new home, which I am so happy about. I believe it's been a week today that it's been a week today that Whisper finally got a new home. So very exciting. All of my 2018 babies that were for sale have now all found homes, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and get to the main subject of this video, which is weighing geckos, but I wanted to update you guys real quick. Just because I haven't made a video in a while. I started a new job on the 1st of December, so that's been taking up a lot of my time, aside from just caring for the geckos. So anyway, let's get to the weighing of the babies and the adults. Okay guys, so first we'll do Peep and Serenity, and Cleo, you're going to have to go out. Psh, 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 psh. Come on. Come on. I know. Okay. So here we have Peep and Serenity. They're actually tomorrow going to be getting moved into the larger tanks up there, like that kind, I should say, not together or with any others, but because these here are the tanks they stay in until they are 2 months old, and then once they hit 2 months, then they will be going into their tanks that I move them into, that they stay in until I believe it's 6 months. So you can see this one here, this one's Peep. It's got a ton of patterning that you can see, even a lot of drippy pattern, and drip is when there is pattern that comes off of the back on down onto the side. So this one, I was planning on selling this one, but this one might have to be a holdback as well, just because I'm curious which one is going to have more pattern, because obviously I don't want to keep every single one that has a ton of pattern, because I do want to be able to sell some, because obviously when I go to breed Snickers and Twix, they're obviously going to be having babies, and there's going to be ones that I want to hold back. Just checking to make sure nothing's touching. So this one is 3.42 grams, so I'm going to write that down real quick. I will say for anyone as well, I always check the scales before I start to weigh. Like this one I had to fix twice because I accidentally dropped the weight off of the side, because I always check the sides as well to make sure it says 100. Oh, right. This one is zeroed for this deli cup. I was like, wait, why is this not reading right? But I forget. I zeroed it for the deli cup, so it will not weigh the deli cup, just the baby gecko. So anyway, I always suggest zeroing out your scale and making sure that it is weighing properly before you start weighing geckos, because for a good 4 years I've been doing that, just to make sure that the scale is weighing properly, because I want accurate weights. So here is Serenity. Serenity here is developing kind of like this orange pattern, which I don't think it's going to show up on the camera, but it's kind of a very faint orange color that's on the side. I don't know. It shows up in her pictures that I take with my camera, but with this phone it's really not showing up. But still thinking that Serenity is going to be a tiger, like a bicolor tiger or something with portholes, because she's got white spots. Hey, stay. That's so cute. Okay, so she is 3.55. I'm just saying she because I'm in the habit. 3.55. So it looks like Serenity has gained a little over a gram in the last month, which is pretty awesome. And then over here, Peep also has almost gained an entire gram, if we're counting like the point, 40 area. Anyway, though, it's always good to see progress. So next we're going to do Little Rascal and Lark. So it looks like Lark is in shed right now, but that is okay. We will still weigh him or her, because it's not like that sort of dry or skin that's going to be coming off is going to really add or take away much weight. Alrighty, making sure deli cup isn't touching. So it looks like Lark is 4.9 grams. That is good. I'll write that down real quick. Okay, so next we'll do Little Rascal, and you can see Little Rascal here is looking very pretty. I'm thinking that Peep is going to have very similar patterning, But you can see the difference here with Little Rascal, and she or he is more orange than yellowish colored like in the video. So someday I'm going to have to make a video with my actual camera so you can actually see the real colors. But you can see that Little Rascal doesn't really have very much drip pattern going on. There is a little bit dripping off of the back. So anyway, 4.67 is what Little Rascal weighed, so I'll get and write that down real quick. So for Little Rascal, she gained a little over a gram. And then with Lark, he gained pretty much 2 grams. It was close anyway to being over 2 grams. So anyway, we'll move on to Twix next, and then the adults will get weighed on the scale that does not read precise increments. I'm pretty sure once Twix hits 30 grams, I'm just going to start weighing him on the regular adult scale that just reads the first 2 parts, not the point measurements, because it doesn't need to be as precise once he reaches that weight. Okay, so here is Twix. He's getting quite big, and he is fired up right now, so you can kind of get to see some of his colors. And that white is becoming a lot more white versus cream. Oh, see if I can get him to show the other side. There we go. So you can see there. But anyway, I'll go ahead and put him in the deli cup, and then we'll get and weigh him. There we go. He barely fits in the deli cup now, so that's why he's definitely probably going to be getting moved to this scale soon. Get your tail tucked in there, mister. Okay, I used to have to put a lid on this, but now most of the time once I get him in there, he'll stay and he won't move around. He's just barely over 30 grams. So he was 30, hey, stop moving, mister. He was 30.1, I'm pretty sure it said. Oh, not sure why it's reading higher. Let me make sure that I've got this completely sitting on the scale and not over. Yeah, it's not touching. Okay, well pretty much it was 30.1. It really doesn't matter what the point is because he's in there. So the precise measurement that's getting him over, he's just barely over 30 grams pretty much. But he has made it to the weight where he can be moved to the adult scale now, so that's funny. Okay guys, so this here is Indigo. She's one of the girls that I'll be breeding next year. She is the only offspring of Embers that I kept, and she is a tricolor. As you can see here, her tricolor patterns, it's interesting, are more light brown and cream versus the bright orange and white like some of the others, which is interesting. But she is quite a large girl, so I'm curious to see how much she's going to weigh. So I'm going to bring her over here. She's getting quite big too. She's really large. Okay, we get the scale turned on. I already zeroed, or not zeroed, but I already measured the scale with the 100 gram weight to make sure it's weighing properly. Get your tail on there. So it looks like she's at 56 grams, and I'm pretty sure that she was pretty close to that last month. Yeah, she was 57 last month. So we'll add 56, and we'll move on to, looks like Harmony. Okie dokie. And she was 44 grams last time, so we'll see what she's weighing this time. So here's Harmony, and she, of course, oh, let me switch arms real quick. She, of course, is the mother to 4 of the babies. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to be keeping her for any future projects. She might be being sold, just because of the fact that she only laid me 4 eggs this year. And she didn't lay any duds, obviously. She laid all fertile ones, which is good. But the fact that she only laid 4. And, obviously I kind of was hoping that she'd lay more between 6 and 8 like the average. That's normally the average laying amount that females lay when they're of breeding quality. And so that's just kind of making me think I'm going to keep her around enough to try and breed her one more time. So next year she will not be bred, but the year after that, if I decide to keep her, I'll breed her and see if she produces more than 4 eggs, and if she doesn't, then I will probably be selling her. Obviously, I will miss her just because of the fact that she's very beautiful. She's pretty laid back, and I've had her since she was a little over, just barely over 1 year old. So it's not like she's really old or anything, but she just isn't really producing to where I was hoping to get. So, which is okay, but at the same time, when you're trying to breed to start your own business, it's kind of where you kind of have to pick and choose which ones you're going to keep. So obviously I'm hoping that Indigo and Snickers will do good next year with breeding. Both of them come from very healthy females and very large ladies. So we'll see. She's at 46. All right. Keeping that good weight there in the 40s. Okay, so next we will weigh Mischief, which was her mate this year. And he is a tricolor, and of course Harmony is an extreme Harlequin. She would be a Halloween, but she is not dark enough. She's got more of a brick red versus the really dark brown. Okay, so now we'll get Mischief out. Okay, so here's Mischief, and you can see he's not a high expression tricolor, but he does have a good amount of cream mixed in with the white. So we'll bring him over here. He always does really good with weighing. And he's probably one of my most laid back male. It's hard to try to get them off your hand when you only have one hand free. Okay, there we go. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, he wants to come over here and jump on me, I think. Anyway, this here is Mischief. And he's got a really nice floppy crest, just like Snickers. Snickers actually, I think, has a bigger head than he does, but that's okay. Hey. Oh, crap. The scale literally just turned off. Okay, so I got the scale back on, so I'm going to see if I can get him to sit still for a few seconds. So it looks like it's saying 51, so I think he's lost a few grams, which is not abnormal. There's the word I'm looking for. Oh, he's only lost 1 gram. That's not that big of a deal. Whoops. He's kind of trying to squirm around in my hand here, so we'll get that written down. That is not bad at all, because if it was several grams, then I might be concerned. But most of the time, he does fluctuate, you can see here, between 55 into the lower 50s. So anyway, we'll move on to Snickers. Snickers is not currently fired up, but she is also a tricolor. And she's got a lot of cream. And the orange, when she's fired up, is a really pretty orange color. But when she's fired down, she kind of has a brown look to her. Very similar to how her mother, Blaze, is. Anyway, she was 51 grams last month. So we will see what she weighs. And I already know she's probably going to be a good breeder. 55 it looks like. Because she's been laying duds this year. She actually laid 2... Let me write this down before I forget. Parthenogenesis eggs. So... which neither of them ended up developing. That's why I haven't made any more videos about them. But it still was very interesting, and it was obviously exciting, even though they didn't develop or anything. It was still cool, the thought that she laid 2 of them in a row when it come to 1 month and then the next month. Not obviously in the same clutch. She had 1 Partho egg and 1 dud, and then the next month she had a Partho egg and a dud, and I'm like, oh my gosh, woman, you're just popping these out. So it was quite amusing. She's obviously never been bred. I've had her since she hatched out of an egg. So next we'll do Blaze, because she's in this side over here. I cannot wait to move these girls into actual tanks with doors on them. Because I can tell you what, I am so tired of having to lift this thing up every time I want to get them out, because I have to move this and everything up here, get stuff out. And I know I'm just being, oh, so inconvenient, but still, it's also loud for them because I'm having to move stuff around versus just opening a door. So this here is Blaze. This is the mother of Mischief and Snickers. And she weighed 58 grams last month. So we'll come over here and get the scale turned on and see what she weighs. And while it's getting turned on, I'll show you guys what I mean by... You see how when she's fired down, her orange kind of has more of a brown look to it? As you can kind of see there. Because when she's fired up, all this brown that's around here mixed in with that cream is a really pretty orange color. So I think that's probably why Snickers has that look to her. Oh, okay, please. Don't poop or pee on the scale. I don't have to clean it. I already clean it at the end of weighing them all anyway with an alcohol pad, because I cleaned one before I used them. Or I cleaned it before I used the scale. So it looks like she is at 56 grams, so that's good. Okay, so we only have 2 geckos left, and we might as well do Magma next, because I can see him sitting there. He was 54 grams last month, so we'll go ahead and get him out. I swear. Magma is like the sweetest male aside from Mischief, but man is he horny when he smells the girls. Okay, oh darn it. I'll come back when he has let go of my finger. So for anyone who has a male gecko who's acting horny, if you just get... Like, this is normally how I let him get out his energy before I go to try to pick him up, except most of the time his teeth don't get stuck in the cloth of the towel, but I will normally just give them a wash rag to mess around with until they're finished acting like horny boys. Except I'm trying to see if he'll let go so I can, you know, help him not... Okay, there we go. Not have his teeth stuck. But anyway, so... He's a vocal boy tonight. Anyways, we'll go ahead and see if Magma here in a couple minutes will be ready to weigh or not. Okay, so I got him on the scale, so I'm waiting for him to just let go of my thumb. Oh, here we go. Okay. So it looks like he is 53 grams. So I'll go ahead and write that down and then I'll get him put up. You are a psycho, Gecko. You're crazy. Okay, so lastly, we're going to weigh Ember. Oh, I need to look and see what she weighed last month. Have to have my phone plugged into the charger at the moment. So it looks like she is 65 grams, which is good. I've been trying to keep her in the low to middle 60s because, as some of you might remember, she has been overweight every so often. So I'm finally able to get her down into those good weights, because anything at or above, well, pretty much anything above, I should say, anything above 70 grams is normally overweight for a crested gecko. So with her, I'm glad that I'm finally able to get her down into the 60s and keep her around there. Just by making sure that she doesn't get too much insects for snacks. She mainly just gets her Pangea, because in the past when she'd get dubia roaches, those are kind of fattening, and so she kind of was getting a little bit of chub on her. But anyway, we'll take a peek real quick to see what she used to weigh, and then we'll wrap things up. So as you guys can see, most of last year was spent being overweight by a little bit. It looks like she was the heaviest last year at around this time. So that is pretty good progress, being that I got her to finally, as you can see, she obviously got really big here, but I think that was around the time she was producing duds. And so when a female has eggs, she kind of is a little bit heavier. She has not laid any dud eggs for quite a while, so I'm assuming that probably is also helping her be in this 60 gram range. So as you can see, finally around May, she got down under 77. And then in June, she finally was getting a little bit better. And then now she's 5 months, it looks like, she's been in good weight area. So that's always a good thing. So, well, at least I think we're all finished here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it informative. Ember here actually has been with me almost 6 years to the dot, because in a few days she actually it'll be 6 years since I got her as a 3-month baby. So it's crazy that she's that old. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel, because that always encourages me to make more videos. Thank you again for watching, and have a good rest of your day.